Mock and the South Carolina primary elections just hours away now as voters are getting ready to cast their ballots.
Voting officials have tips on how you can have a smooth voting experience tomorrow. News 19's Shelly Garzone has those details.
For the early voting period for this year, it was a total of approximately 120,000 voters turned out early. In 2022, we saw approximately 100,000, so that's approximately a 20% increase.
John Michael Catalano is with the South Carolina Election Commission. He says while lots of voters have turned their ballots in early, many will still be headed to the polls to cast their ballots for the primary election.
The busiest time to vote on most election days, it's always first thing in the morning. So that's typically when you see the longest lines, and it'll pick up a little bit at the end too. So again, we're not expecting a high turnout, so we don't expect long lines, but if we see them, they'll likely be in the morning.
Election Day is Tuesday, June 11th. Polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But before you head to cast your ballot, there are things you should keep in mind.
If it's a candidate in this election, by law, that with 500-foot radius, should not be any campaign materials, shirts, hats. Right now, the face masks, I've seen some people with candidate face masks, buttons, that should not be within that 500-foot radius. We also will have, some candidates have candidate representatives, things like that may be outside, but they're also by law not able to have those items also.
Travis Alexander is the director for voter registration in Richland County. He says voters should be sure they're in the right area and voting in their respective districts before they head to the polls.
When you get to a voting precinct, all of our electronic poll books where you check in at, if you're a registered voter for Richland County, it will show which precinct that you're supposed to be at. So if you go to the wrong precinct, those poll workers can expand their search and find out where's your location, have the address, and even they can push out a maybe like the map thing to your phone if you have a cell phone.
While you're able to access maps to polling locations on your phones, election officials say they are not allowed inside polling locations.
The main reason for that is you don't want to accidentally capture somebody else's ballot where they have their marked selections on it. And of course, again, you're at the polling place to do one thing. Most people don't want a camera in their face whenever they're casting their ballot. So it's really important to respect other voters when you're there.
Voters should remember to bring valid forms of photo IDs to polling locations. Those include driver's license, state IDs, passports, and military IDs.
Make sure you know where you're going to go vote, because polling places on election day, they can change for a variety of reasons. For the most part, they don't, but they can change. So you want to make sure to check that your polling location has not switched at the last minute or anything like that. You can find both of those things, your sample ballot and your polling place, on our website, scvotes.gov.
Shelly Garzone, News 19 WLTX.
Again, polling locations will be open from 7 in the morning until 7 in the evening. If you are in line by 7 p.m., you will be able to cast your ballot. You can find out everything you need to know about your polling locations by going to our website at WLTX.com.